The Hardings, a wartime story by Wild Knights Young Company.
I am speaking to you from the Cabinet Room at 10 Downing Street. This morning, the British ambassador in Berlin handed the German government a final note stating that unless we heard from them by 11 o'clock, that they were prepared at once to withdraw their troops from Poland, a state of war would exist between us. I have to tell you now that no such undertaking has been received, and that consequently this country is at war with Germany.
I don't know what you want me to say. If you want me to tell you to go to war and get yourself killed, that's not going to happen. Please, will you look at me while I'm talking to you? Please, Robert, you don't have to go. Farmers are being told to stay. You can still be a hero. You'll just be one here, at home, safe with your family. Instead of being shot in the face and tossed into an unmarked grave.
I can't just sit here.
What?
I can't just sit here and rot. Like that bloody Conchi next door.
Well, if you stayed here, at least we would rot together. How will I manage the farm alone?
You won't be alone. Joan can help you in the house, and John can take care of the farm.
It's a lot of responsibility to put on our son's shoulders. He's barely an adult.
If you hadn't spent his childhood filling his head with poetry and nonsense, then it would be easier for him.
Winnie, can you go and find the twins, please? We need to talk to them.
All right.
Who's your friend, Winnie?
Oh, this is Peggy. She's an evacuee. Mr. Jones said she's going to live with us now.
He what?
Mr. Jones said that because nobody else had space for her, Peggy would have to stay with us. Apparently we have the space because Daddy's leaving to go fight those goddamn Jerrys.
Winnie, show her upstairs, but don't let her unpack. I'll talk to Mr. Jones in the morning about taking her back. Oh, and Winnie, if I ever hear you using that language again, you'll be sleeping with the horses.
I don't know what you're scowling about. You know exactly who she got it from. Your convent school upbringing did nothing for your turn of phrase.
I thought we were happy. I thought that this war would bring this family closer together, thrown back on our own resources on the wilds of Dartmoor. But it's only torn us further apart.
Mary, this war can't go on forever. I'll be back before you know it. And until then, you and John can handle the farm.
What if I was the one going to fight and there was damn all you could do about it?
Don't be ridiculous. What about the children?
What about the children? They are the only reason I'm still here.
I'm sorry.
I guess this will be your room, if Mummy doesn't get her way. Don't look so sad.
Where am I going to sleep? There's no bed.
Yes, it's Daddy's office. But he won't be using it now he's going to war. He'll want it back when he comes home, but you'll be gone by then.
You hope.
You're not staying after the war's over.
I didn't mean that. I meant your father might not.
You mean,
Sorry. Never mind.
are there a lot of you then, who've come down from London?
Yes.
And you all had to leave your parents behind?
Most of us, yes.
We'll get you some bedding. I think we've an old mattress somewhere. It's a bit yucky, but...
Oh, thanks a lot.
What? It beats the floor. Is Peggy short for anything?
Margaret.
Margaret? What? I was thinking Pegatha or something.
Pegatha? That's not a name.
Well, first explain to me what Peggy has to do with Margaret.
I don't know, it's just a name.
Do you want to know what my name's short for?
If I have to.
It's Winifred.
Nice. Now, Winifred, do you want to go and see if you can persuade your mother to let me stay?
You seem to have taken very quickly to bossing me around.
Pretty please.
Fine.
He could be itching to go to war. He's wanted to for so long, hasn't he?
I don't really know, Lizzie. I don't talk to him because it just ends in an argument.
I mean, I wish my father was more like yours.
You wish he made you feel useless in whatever you do? You wish he wanted to leave his family in the lurch?
No, Joan, you know I didn't mean it like that. I only meant your father is really courageous, and he cares for you all so much. It always seems like his main priority is supporting you, his family.
Then why is he going?
It's very brave, trusting you all to look after his farm.
He doesn't trust me, only John.
Well, trusting John then. And even braver to put himself in front of beasts like those Nazis. More than my parents are willing to do.
Do you find that hard? Them having such different views to you?
Don't get me started.
Can't be easy being the daughter of conscientious objectors, especially in a small village full of busybodies.
No, it isn't. But I won't be here for much longer.
What do you mean?
I'm leaving. I've decided it's time to act.
Gosh. But how?
I'm not sure yet, but there are lots of workplaces looking for women to replace the men, boost production as part of the war effort.
In what way?
I saw advertisements in the paper for lumberjills. They're training young women in Suffolk to work with timber in the Forest of Dean. It looks really exciting, and I'd love to prove my worth as a strong woman, able to work in an outdoor job.
That sounds great, but maybe a bit dangerous. Where would they send you?
I'm not entirely sure, but it sounds fun. Or I could be a land girl. Maybe that's what I should do, since I already know how to farm. You could come as well, if you're not happy at home, like you say.
I wish I could.
Is anyone stopping you? And don't say your parents. I'm not going to let mine stop me.
I need to get home. Mother will be waiting for our rations.
I'll keep you company as far as the crossroads, and we can talk it through.
When do you leave, Mr. Harding?
As soon as dinner is finished.
Can't wait.
What do you mean?
One less person to boss me around.
Could somebody pass the carrots?
You will write to us, won't you? Tell us all about what it's like out there.
Could I have the carrots, please?
My papa hardly ever writes anymore. He signed up as soon as war was declared, though.
I'll write when I can. And I want to hear how you're doing, John. You'll be looking after the farm while I'm away.
What? Really?
Of course. And you're the only man in the household.
Are you sure he's ready, Robert?
He's been helping me since he was 10. But you'll have to give it your focus, John. The rest of that poetry nonsense your mother installed in you.
Again, could I have the carrots,
Please.
Don't take that tone with me, Joan. I heard you the first time, but your father was talking. Here are the carrots.
And me? What will I be doing?
Helping your mother, of course.
Oh, so women's duties. Cleaning this, cooking that.
Joan, don't sound so ungrateful. Your mother puts a lot of effort to take care of this house. And if she needs your help, then you will give it.
Please. Just let me help John on the farm.
John doesn't need any help. Right, my train leaves in 40 minutes. Now, behave for your mother. All of you.
We will.
Especially you, Winnie.
Good luck, Mr. Harding.
Goodbye, then.
Write to us.
Goodbye.
What are you doing, Joan?
Isn't it obvious? I'm shoveling, Johnny.
You're a tremendous help, but don't you think? Does Mother need a hand in the kitchen? Father said to stop you if you try to do any work in the farm.
Well, he's not here.
It's the rules.
You aren't father. And you aren't mother either. Although you act like her with your nose always in a book. We both know that you much prefer poetry than ploughing.
There you are, Joan. I need your help with the laundry. What are you doing with that shovel? You never listen to me.
Mother, I'm glad you're here. I need to talk to you both about something. I've been speaking to Lizzie and...
I've told you, Joan, you mustn't spend so much time with Elizabeth. Think what people would say. Why don't you socialise with John's friend, Bobby?
John's friend? You mean the girl that got him to dance once in the village hall? Lizzie has been my friend since childhood.
She would be much more of a positive influence on you, and I hear is doing very well as a nurse.
Lizzie isn't a Conchie like her father.
She is trouble of her own sort.
She is joining the Women's Land Army and I'm going with her.
What?
We're leaving to join the Women's Land Army. We're taking the train this evening.
You're leaving us.
You can't.
Yes, I can. Father left us.
He's gone to help with the war effort.
And so will I be. What am I doing to help here? Laundry.
Your father would hate you joining the Land Girl.
And I hate him.
That's enough.
I'm leaving to join the Women's Land Army and there is nothing you can do to stop me.
Do you really have to leave so soon, Joan?
I need to do something. Mother is intolerable.
I'll come with you to the station.
Wait. What do you want, Winnie? Oh, it's you, Peggy.
Hello, Mrs. Harding. I was just wondering if you needed any help around the house. I don't want to be a nuisance. I might as well make some use of myself.
You aren't needed just now.
Oh, well, let me know when I am needed.
I am coping quite well, thank you, Peggy.
Mrs. Harding, I really don't want to be a burden on your family.
You're not a burden, it's just... we weren't expecting you. That's all.
So you won't mind if I help with some dusting?
Very well. Did you learn how to dust in London?
London isn't a different planet. We still do household chores.
The duster is in the broom cupboard under the stairs. Please be careful around Best China. Sorry, I've heard stories about evacuees.
I'm not here to cause any trouble for you, Mrs. Harding.
More than you already have.
What's going on? Hello? Mother? Peggy? I'm going to put a raspberry up my nose.
No, you are not.
That got your attention. What were you two talking about?
Just talking.
Yes, just talking.
Would you really put a raspberry up your nose?
Maybe. Can we go to the top of the hill, Mummy? I want to show Peggy the sunset. We'll catch it if we're quick.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yes, let's go.
This is much harder work than I thought it would be. And the hay's making me sneeze.
When I first arrived, I felt the same, but it quickly became easier. You'll get used to it.
I hope so. Otherwise, I'm not sure I'll be able to stay the course.
You'll be all right, I can tell. Oh, look, Joan. Here comes that young man that keeps staring at you. Oh, that's Eduardo. He's just very friendly. He's one of the interned Italians. The what?
Shh.
Working your new friends hard, Iris. I'm Eduardo. What are your names?
Hello, I'm Lizzie. And this is Joan. Iris, you were going to show me where the tools are kept? Was I? I don't remember that. Yes, come on. See you soon, Joan. Oh, alright. Bye, Eduardo.
Those two.
So, Joan,
Yes,
how are you?
I suppose I'm alright. Why'd you ask?
I'm just trying to get to know everyone. I didn't realise you were so opposed to conversation.
Not opposed to conversation.
Well then, what's your story? Why are you working here?
I just wanted to help out with the war effort. What about you? Iris said you were... I can't remember the word.
I'm here under internment, if that's what you mean.
What does internment mean?
It's a kind of imprisonment. I was taken from my home and brought here to work simply because I'm Italian. At least my surname is. My family have been living in England for a generation. But if you're called Eduardo Romanelli, you're obviously in league with the enemy, aren't you? Not alone. There's a few of us here. Suppose they thought we're better off rather keep an eye on us in the middle of nowhere, instead of allowing someone like me to use my engineering skills in the city where I grew up. Help the war effort.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
You probably shouldn't be talking to me. You can get in trouble. I can already see that friend of yours staring at us.
Oh, Lizzie. Nobody likes her either. Because her parents are conscientious objectors. I'm surprised they haven't been interned yet. They're very vocal about their opinions.
Conscientious objectors?
It means they openly disagree with the war. Apparently their conscience stops them.
I can understand that.
That's why Lizzie's come here.
Oh. And you? Why are you here? Still haven't properly explained.
I didn't feel appreciated at home.
Forgive my intrusion, but why don't you feel appreciated?
My mother wanted me to be the perfect daughter and help around the house, and that just wasn't my plan. I wonder if she'd have been happier with me being a nurse, like a girl we know, but I'm not as patient with people as Bobby is.
And your father?
He's away at war. He wouldn't have wanted me here, but I came anyway. He's gone and he can't stop me. I had to leave to live the life I wanted, but now my mother won't respond to my letters.
That's so upsetting. I'm sorry.
I should go and help Lizzie, and you should go and do some work.
I hope I speak to you again tomorrow.
What have you got there? John?
1 minute.
Enough of that racket, Winnie. John, what are you reading?
It's a letter, Mother.
From? Bobby?
Of course not. No. It's from Joan.
Oh.
She says...
She's sorry she left her family and is so lonely and wants to come home.
She speaks very fondly of one of the Italian internees at the farm she's working on.
Italians?
I thought she was with land girls.
She's making lots of new friends in the WLA too. She mentions a girl named Iris.
Could we go and visit her one day?
Maybe. I don't know. She might be busy working.
Then maybe she'll come home to visit us soon.
Maybe we should bring this Eduardo with her.
If she thinks she can bring an Italian into this house and expect me to treat him with any kind of respect, she is sorely mistaken. She's only doing this to hurt me, you realise? She thinks that if she kicks and screams enough, we'll all come running.
Well, in that case, Winnie, it looks like we may be going to visit Joan after all. I'll reply to a letter from us both. Come on, Winnie.
I had a letter from John and Winnie this morning.
What did they say?
They want to come and visit.
That's nice.
Is that your brother and sister, Joan?
Yes. I'm just not sure I'd want them to see what I get up to here. They might tell my mother and she's bound to disapprove.
You mean because you've been talking to that Italian a lot?
Which Italian?
Oh, come on, Joan. Eduardo.
You two seem to be, shall we say, close.
You must be joking.
Remind me when the wedding is?
What? There's going to be a wedding?
No. Shut up, Lizzie. Eduardo is, you know, Eduardo.
How do you mean?
Well, he's forever asking me questions. And he looks at me funny. And he smiles like a Cheshire cat.
I like his smile. He used to smile at me like that.
Iris!
But now it seems I have no chance. You are all Eduardo speaks about.
He talks about me.
So now she shows interest.
Lizzie, I swear I will beat you with this winnowing fan. What did he say?
Ask him yourself.
I'd like to know.
It doesn't matter anyway. Eduardo isn't right for me. My parents would be horrified.
When have you ever cared about what your parents thought?
Should I speak to him?
If you won't, I will.
Leave that to me, Iris. What's that you said about Eduardo?
Very subtle, Lizzie.
Well, it seems to have done the trick. He's coming over.
I feel quite faint.
Behave.
No, Lizzie. What have you done?
Hello, ladies.
Hello, Eduardo.
Hello.
Hello, Joan. Did I hear my name being mentioned?
Joan was just saying that she's really enjoyed getting to know you these past months.
Lizzie? She never said anything of the sort.
Is that true, Joan? Well, I've really enjoyed talking to you too, Joan.
Iris, we had better go and make sure those new girls are okay, don't you think?
Why wouldn't they be?
Because they might not be, Iris.
Oh, yes.
Here, Eduardo. Take the winnowing fan and stay here to help Joan.
Joan, I don't like talking to you. I really like you. Is everything alright, Joan? I understand if you don't want to be associated with me because of your parents or...
No. I don't care about what my parents might say anymore.
Let's walk.
With the men come American nurses, fitted out in full field equipment and recognizable only in close-up.
I saw that nice girl, Bobby, in the village. She was with a friend, and I've invited them up for a cup of tea, John.
Oh, all right.
I'm off to put away the shopping.
You'll never guess what happened yesterday.
Let me try. You broke into a shop, killed someone. I know. You died and are actually a ghost.
No. I saw one of the Americans with Bobby.
With Bobby? What was he like?
I didn't quite get around to talking.
What? You had the chance to speak to a genuine, real-life American soldier.
She was a nurse, actually.
Oh, that makes sense.
And you didn't speak to her? You're a chicken.
I am not. I am not a chicken.
Fine. You will be the first to speak when we see them again.
All right.
Hello? Oh, hello, Mrs. Harding.
Bobby dear, and your friend, I'm so glad you came. John's in the next room. Do go in.
Oh no. You have to speak to them. Really?
Hey, kiddo.
In America, do you drink water?
No, the clouds rain soda.
Hello, John, Winnie, and you must be the famous Pegatha.
Peggy.
Hey, I think it's a swell name. Pegatha makes you sound like a real princess.
This is my friend, Charlie.
At your service.
I'm helping her learn the ropes.
How long are you staying?
I don't know. They don't tell us much. Apparently we're just nurses. But between you and me, this job seems to be a big one. A real secret.
So you're a secret agent?
Totally. Hey, you like candy? I got some gum in my pocket.
Gum?
Sweet chewy stuff. Try it.
Thank you.
Don't swallow it. You spit it out when you're done.
I'm not too keen on mint.
This is terrific.
I got some chocolates too, but they're back at the camp. You can have some next time I bump into you.
I like you.
Bobby, do you and Charlie want to come and have tea in the kitchen?
That sounds lovely, John.
I'll get the biscuits.
I can't wait. Lead on, Winnie Harding and Princess Pegatha.
Robert. Dear Robert. What do I say? The farm. John. John is doing such a fantastic job at keeping everything up and running on the farm. Lambing's been going well. We've now had 86 healthy little ones. I think we're going to have a fine hay harvest. The blackthorn blossoms have been wonderful, so there will be plenty of sloe gin here for your return. I wonder if you miss all this benign stuff. Probably not. I should tell him about Joan. Joan and... what was his name? Eduardo. I can't believe Joan. My little Joan isn't that little anymore. But why an Italian? It would be all right if it was someone sensible. That's exactly what my mother said to me once. And I thought her so unjust dismissing Robert because of his trade. Well, I'm not being unjust. The Italians are one of the most hated races in all of England. Joan's been writing. She seems to have found herself a beau. She's doing well. I hope. And Winnie. She's being a nuisance, as usual. At least some things never change. I'm glad she made friends with the evacuee. Peggy. Keeps her busy. I'm not sure I'd know what to do with her otherwise. So, how are you? How's it going out there? I hope you're well. Oh, I hope you're all right. That sounds so feeble when I know you can't possibly be. I miss you. I miss you so much.
What's wrong?
Peggy, I didn't think you'd be back this soon. No, leave me alone. I'm fine.
No, come on, what's wrong?
I'm just tired. And I miss Joan. And Robert. That's all.
I miss my family too. A lot.
Of course you do.
I miss lots of things. But it's the little things, like my mama coming to my room to kiss me goodnight. They hurt the most, I think.
I've not been very welcoming, have I, Peggy? I've been really unpleasant. In fact, I'm sorry. But I was never really angry with you. Just with the reason you're here. This stupid war.
Hello, John.
Right, Win?
Just watching your great strength. Bobby would be impressed.
I don't know what you're talking about. Anything in particular you wanted?
Not really.
Right then, I'll carry on.
John, I miss Joan.
And?
What, you're not going to tease me?
Win, we all miss Joan.
Even Mummy?
Yes, of course, that's why she's so angry. She just wants Joan to come home.
Oh. That looks like hard work. Are you tired?
Of course not.
Like father, like son.
What do you mean?
Daddy would never admit when he was tired either. Stubborn as a mule.
Yeah, well, get the job done.
So what are you doing now?
Well, I'm dropping the hay down into the rack below.
I see. Could I have a go?
All right, if you're careful. Don't tell Mother.
Of course I won't.
So, see that pile there? Scoop a fork under it. That's it. Now carry it over here and...
John?
I think I broke my arm.
Oh my gosh. Does it look broken?
Win, no, there was a snap and...
I'm going to get Mummy. Stay there.
If we all lend a hand and we live off the land, we will get through all the trouble to show our men that we care for them as they get through all the trouble.
You sound like a pair of strangled cats.
I thought it was quite lovely. So did I. And so did Eduardo, but look at the smile on his face.
Hello. Heard the voice of nightingales in the distance, and I was drawn in. Can I hear your song again?
No, absolutely not.
Shame. How are you today, Joan?
Oh, young love.
You simply asked how I am, Lizzie. It's not the most romantic thing I've ever heard.
Hey.
If you don't find him romantic, I do. And I'd be happy to take him off your hands, Joan. Careful, Joan. Iris is after your man.
Isn't there somewhere else for you two to be?
Sure. Come on, Lizzie. Let's go.
Poor Iris. I think she really likes you.
Really? Joan, you look lovely in the morning light.
Well, you look dashing as well, but it's actually 2:00 in the afternoon.
Time stops when I'm around you.
That's very sweet, Eduardo.
Oh, hi, Lizzie.
Sorry to interrupt, but you have a letter, Joan.
Oh, no.
What's happened?
John has had an accident on the farm. He needs me to be with him.
Is he all right?
Winnie writes that he's broken his arm and the doctor says he must rest in order to recover. It sounds like the farm has nobody working on it at the moment, and the corn will go to ruin and the sheep will get foot rot. I need to help them.
I have to go home straight away. I'm so sorry.
Will I write to you?
Please, do. And I will write to you. I will miss you dearly.
Will you be coming back?
I don't know. John's injury sounds very bad, and who knows how long I'll be needed.
Do you really think your mama will let you help her on the farm?
She doesn't have a choice. Who else will work on the farm if I don't?
I'll come and see you as soon as I can, if I'd be welcome.
Not so sure that...
No pressure. But I'm sure our journey together isn't over yet, Joan Harding.
Hey, Eduardo!
Coming. Goodbye.
What just happened? Oh, Joan looks so sad. And Eduardo. Have they broken up or something?
Joan has had bad news. Her brother has broken his arm and she has to go home to help with the farm.
Is he going with her?
I don't think he can.
Lizzie, will you come back to the village with me? Your parents must be missing you.
I ran away because I didn't agree with their views. And I'm here with you, whose father has gone to fight in the war. A war my parents detest. I won't be welcome back.
And besides, what would I do without you, Lizzie? Losing Joan is bad enough.
I will miss you both.
We'll miss you too.
Write to me.
I will.
Goodbye, Joan. Any messages for Eduardo?
Iris.
Joan?
What is it, Lizzie?
If you see my parents, can you tell them that I miss them, but I'm not coming back? But tell them I'm sorry if I have hurt them, because I do miss them. But I need to do this, here.
Of course, Lizzie.
Goodbye, Joan. I'm really going to miss her.
Then Donald blew a fuse and threw a knife at the poor soldier, just because of the colour of his skin.
In Chagford?
I thought we'd had it.
We were in another room. I think you were awfully brave.
Hey, Princess Pegathor understands. If you lived where I come from, you'd understand too, Bobby. They still treat African Americans like secondary citizens in parts of the U.S. So much for inalienable rights.
Really? What are inalienable rights?
I'll tell you later. I never expected to find exactly the same thing here in Devon. That Donald fella better never show up in our ward, or I'll give him a piece of my mind.
Agreed. How are you holding up, John?
The bone must be nearly set by now.
I'm afraid not. It takes longer than that. But it'll mean we can spend more time together. When I'm not working, that is.
Yes, that would be, well, good, but is the farm I'm thinking of?
It's not that bad hanging around me and Charlie, is it? I love listening to your poetry, and I know Charlie does too.
I sure do. And I love that English accent of yours. When you recite, I could listen to you for hours and hours and hours.
Charlie?
And if you need any help out on the farm, I don't mind.
Charlie, remember, we have our own very important work to keep us busy.
What's the time?
4 o'clock.
We ought to go. I promised Mary to help her make tea for the neighbours.
Oh, all right then.
Send our love to Mrs. Harding.
We will. Let's go, Winnie.
I don't want to come.
Peggy, why don't you and the wounded soldier walk on ahead?
All right. Come on then, John.
Bye.
What's up, Winnie? You haven't been yourself.
Winnie, you remind me of my little sister back home. Have I ever told you that? Gosh, do I miss that gal.
No one misses me.
Oh, why'd you say that? Pegatha would.
I hate Peggy. She's not even family, but now she's Mummy's favourite. She's the perfect daughter Mummy always wanted.
Peggy needs your mother right now, that's all. She's missing her own home and her own family.
Yeah, just like me. But you've all shown me such kindness that I feel quite at home here now.
I expect your mother needed someone to lean on too, and it just so happened that Peggy was there.
I need them too.
Why don't you tell them? I don't believe in keeping things in. Are you worried about your pa?
Do you think I'll ever see him again?
I can feel it in my bones that he's gonna be okay. And my bones ain't failed me yet.
Why don't you go talk to your mother and Peggy? They need you just as much as you need them.
Yeah, and I'm here for you too.
Not forever.
Well, I promise to write. And send gum.
All right. I'll talk to them. Thank you.
Hey, Winnie. You're dynamite, and don't you forget it.
Bye, Bobby. Bye, Charlie.
What's going on with you? You've been acting so strange around John.
Have I?
John dear, how is your arm feeling?
Ow!
You're still in a bad way. I have no idea what to do about the farm. It needs managing and I simply cannot do it by myself.
Maybe Charlie could...
Um,
Joan!
What are you doing here?
Nice to see you too.
I didn't mean that. We weren't expecting you, that's all.
Winnie wrote to let me know about the accident, and thank goodness she did, or else I might never have known.
We need your help, Joan. Your brother is unable to work, and we need someone to take care of the farm.
You want me to take on the men's work?
Yes. What's that smoky smell?
Oh, probably Winnie. She's cooking with Peggy.
What?
Come over here. She missed you. I know it doesn't seem it, but she was at a loss without you.
I've missed her as well. And I've missed you. I turn my back on you for a moment and look what happens.
Come on, let's go and see what's burning. I'm hungry.
Hostilities will end officially at 1 minute after midnight tonight, Tuesday, the 8th of May. We may allow ourselves a brief period of rejoicing. Today is Victory in Europe Day.
Shall we check the list for the picnic again?
All right. Cheese scones?
Check.
Dripping sandwiches?
Check. Oh no. Can we take them out?
No.
Well, I'm not eating them.
Hello?
Bobby, Charlie, come in.
Have you heard the good news?
Yes.
Isn't it fantastic? No more war.
Charlie, does this mean you're leaving?
Well, I've been thinking and I'm not going anywhere.
What?
But I thought you were due to leave on a ship with the other American nurses.
You're gonna have to try much harder than that to get rid of me. I don't want to leave. Devon feels like home now, thanks to you guys. One of the other gals on the ward has offered me a place to stay.
Truly?
And I've told the twins that if they need any help around this place, I'm not shy of getting my fingernails dirty.
Oh, Charlie.
All the more reason for singing and dancing and
Cake?
Check.
The trick is to get underneath the plant with the fork and then try and pull them out. Like this.
You're just a better farmer than me.
The land army taught me a lot.
My arm is still giving me grief.
Try not to worry.
Joan, you've been a real help around the farm, but...
I know. Once Father's home, I'll be back doing the laundry. Do you think he'll be upset?
It's me that's to blame. I let Father down. I promised I'd take care of the farm, but I've just been sitting here with my arm in a sling.
You haven't let anyone down. You've kept us all going with your moral support and beautiful poetry. With so much time to focus on your writing, you're practically Shakespeare by now.
Well, I'm not sure about that, but I might make it into the local newspaper if I'm lucky.
Have you written something new to send to them?
I did write something last night.
Let's hear it.
A man and his shadow walk the road. They left their happiness and abode. The raven follows close behind. He lives inside the poor man's mind. But when he turns around to stare, the creature vanishes into the air. Beside the gloomy pathway hides the winding mud bath at the sides. The wind brings shouts and yells and screams. The man doesn't hear, or so it seems. The moon lights the path with a ghostly glow. The man grows stronger down below. Tired, the man begins to mope, but in the distance a beacon of hope. His family sit upon the hill, distant, but there they are, still. The man smiles faintly at his kin. The coldness melts away within.
It's lovely, John. You must read it to Bobby and Charlie when we see them later.
Yes. Anyway, I don't think you need to worry, Joan. I think Father would be so proud of you.
I hope so.
I'm sure John is right. And we'll both be here to support you when he returns. The farm couldn't have survived without you.
Thank you.
Perhaps you also have support from Eduardo soon too, now that he's a free man again.
You don't mind about Eduardo, do you, Mother?
We all want you to be happy, Joan. That's all. You two had better come and get cleaned up. We ought to head into the village soon. John, are you sure you want to come to the celebrations? If your arm is still bothering you, I could stay home with you.
Mother, honestly, I'm fine.
With any luck, you'll be healed in time for the harvest.
Father!
Robert!
So, here you all are. There was nobody in the house.
Winnie! Peggy!
What is it? Father!
Joan,
Robert, listen.
Joan, I've missed you.
I've missed you too.
What a wonderful day this is. We were going to go into the village and join the celebrations, but I can stay here with you if you want to rest, Robert.
No, I want to go. It'll be nice to see everyone.
Of course.
Come on, Winnie, Peggy, let's get everything ready.
Joan, will you get our coats, please?
Of course.
Mary.
Why haven't you written in so long?
I
thought you were dead.
I know, and so did I. For a moment, I was knocked unconscious per shell blast and taken prisoner. But that's no excuse.
Well, you're home now.
Here we go. I don't have a coat for you, Father. will you stay in your uniform?
Mary, could I speak to Joan quickly, do you think?
Be kind to her, Robert. Please. We couldn't have coped without Joan.
It's nice to have you back.
Joan, I wanted to talk to you about my treatment of you before I went away. I wanted to say that I'm sorry. I saw my father treat my sisters in the same way. I suppose I thought that was how girls should be treated. But what I didn't realise was how different you are to my sisters. They weren't half as determined, nor half as fiery as you are. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have presumed that.
Don't. You don't need to explain yourself anymore. Oh, Father, I was so worried when you stopped writing. I didn't want to leave things on the bitter note we had before you went to war.
It sounds like without you there might not have been a farm for me to return to. Well done. You've done us all proud.
Thank you. It means a lot for me to hear you say that.
Now, tell me about this Italian man that your mother wrote to me about.
Are you sure this is a good idea? What if she doesn't want to see me?
Don't be so silly. Why wouldn't she? I would. If Joan doesn't want to, that is.
But Joan does, Iris, as you know very well.
In another life, things could have been different.
Joan doesn't stop talking about you.
Ah, John, I thought you were going to miss Peggy. She's got to go to the train station in a... Eduardo! I can't believe you're here.
Well...
Excuse me, are you going to introduce us?
Winnie, everyone, meet Eduardo. And that's Lizzie, who some of you know. And Iris, Lizzie's and Joan's friends. Eduardo, this is Winnie, Bobby, Charlie and Peggy, who is sadly leaving us today to go back to London. Oh, and of course, Eduardo, this is Mary and Robert Harding, our parents.
Welcome, Eduardo. My, there are lots of you. Nice to meet you all.
When do you need to be at the station, Peggy? I could walk down with you.
Are you sure you don't want to stay? I don't want to be any trouble.
Nonsense. Let's all walk down.
Yes, that sounds like a wonderful idea.
I wish Peggy could have stayed just a little longer. She's made Winnie a lot easier to live with.
And I barely managed to sit with her and have a cup of tea.
Never mind. I'm sure there are plenty of cups of tea with Peggy yet to come. They're inseparable now. Robert, dear, do you want some help?
No. I'm quite all right.
Joan?
Yes?
Could you, help your father, please?
Of course.
I really like Eduardo, Joan.
Thank you. I'm glad.
Hello.
Speak of the devil.
For the record, Mr. Harding, I like you too.
What's your problem, Iris?
Oh, nothing. I'm just happy that the world can be a forgiving place sometimes.
Whatever that's supposed to mean.
Take it at face value. We're all going to need forgiveness.
I suppose you're right.
Come on. The train won't wait.
Open the window. I'll miss you all.
Miss you too, Peggy.
Say hello to your mother from us.
Remember, you can come and visit your Devon family whenever you'd like. There's always a home for you here.
Bye.
Bye.
Hardings, written and recorded by Wild Knights Young Company. Robert was played by Alfred Eggleston. Mary was played by Jasmine Fuller. Winnie was played by Ruby Glasker. Peggy was played by Nancy Gillespie. And Joan was played by Izzy Rowlands. Lizzie was Megan Letchford. John was Jacob Ayres. Iris was Alice Brass, and Eduardo was Freddie Tweedy. Charlie was played by May Housego, and Bobby was played by Beth Tite. The music was created by Beth Tite, Jasmine Fuller, Izzy Rowlands, and Gwen Hendry. Our lead directors were Gwen Hendry and Indigo Edwards-Took. This audio play was a Med Theatre production and formed part of Med Theatre's Dartmoor, Devon and World War II project, supported by the National Lottery Heritage Fund. We would also like to acknowledge support from the National Lottery Community Fund and Dartmoor National Park Authority.